I hope you're having an amazing day, and thank you for tuning in to today's video. We're going to be sampling and chopping up some records into the MPC Live Mark II. I am using MPC 3.0. We're going to just talk a little bit about it. There's so much that's been coming out right now with this 3.0. Keep in mind, this is a beta, so this is not like the final version, but for the most part, just the 3.0 as a whole in general, I like it more than 2.0. I think what it has to offer, the benefits that I'm getting from it are a lot better than what I got in 2.0, if that makes any sense. So we're going to jump right into it, have a good time, have fun. And one last thing, if you are in need of any audio equipment, go to Zounds. I have links down in the description of my video. If you're going to purchase an MPC, some cables, a microphone, anything audio related, check out my links to Zounds. It truly does help out the channel. If you want to support the channel, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help out the channel. Plus, Zounds is really cool to shop at because they do not check your credit background. They will set up a payment plan with you and ship out your products today, so you can start having fun. All right, so right here I have a sequence. This sequence is at 102 beats per minute. I have a groove right here playing on the grid. Just some drums. Right here I have a record that I want us to listen to. Woo. I say don't. A few things to keep in mind on MPC 3.0. I'm gonna go ahead and start sampling that. But before I sample into it, right now I have this track number 2. Now, as we want to create a track, this is actually gonna be really cool for anybody that's just getting started with the MPC. It makes more sense to go about it. Programs and tracks are now together. They are not separate anymore. They are one unit. So now if you wanna create a new track, have the options to create an audio track, a drum track, which your drum tracks, again, for beginners that are just getting started, drum tracks are going to be the most used tracks while we're creating beats, especially if you're a sample-based producer, because right here is where we chop up audio, chop up samples, and put it into our pads. Drum pads is gonna be the most used track for myself and for most of you. I'm gonna hit drum track, and now I have this drum track. There's no need to select programs anymore. So I'm gonna go to my recorder, and being in this recorder, I can start sampling into the MPC or just start sampling into my pads. And if I start sampling into my pads, that's going to be directly already embedded with that track that we just created. All right, and just like that, I already have these chops in this track. And I can start chopping up, or I can start adjusting the start and end point if I want to do it straight from my main page, or if I want to go into my track or my sample editor. This was a question that I was getting asked. Yes, you can still go into your sample editor and you can still chop up the way we used to in sample edit mode. Do not freak out if you think like, what's going on? A lot of people in my comments are saying, man, I'm gonna have to relearn the MPC. If you already knew how to get around the MPC, it should not be a big problem learning this 3.0. You're just going to notice a few things have changed, but it takes a few hours or a few minutes to get what's going on. And for those of you that are just getting into the MPC and are thinking of just getting started with an MPC, should I buy one, should I not? This is actually a really good time to jump onto the MPC, because I think this 3.0 for beginners just makes a lot more sense. Plus, if you are just getting started on the MPC, go down to the link of my video. I do have a course that will take you from start to finish. I teach you the basics, the MPC language, how to sequence, how to sample, how to chop. Now, within my course, I'm going to have the MPC 2.0 if you want to stay with the 2.0 and learn that. Or if you want to just learn 3.0, I will also have the option for 3.0. If you want to go ahead and set up a payment plan, we offer payment plans. So if you have any doubt, go ahead and sign up to the course, link down in the description. Right here, I have my program editor, or my track editor. Now it's called a track editor. And I'm always pitching down -2 beats per minute, or -2 semitones. Ooh, okay, yeah. Now, as I drop the drums, we're gonna see how we could piece this together. This is not coming together as I thought. Now, I could, two options. Either I pitch it down some more, maybe I'll go all the way to -6. The two options I have, either the drums follow me, the drums have to follow what I'm playing, so I would have to tap out that tempo and see what tempo I'm in, or I adjust to those drums if I really like the sound of those drums. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, you are able to manipulate your sample. I mean, look, there's two types of people, and you let me know down in the comments, who are you? Are you the type of person that works with loops? You'll listen to something like this sounded great. I could have just sampled 2 bars, looped it, put some drums on top. There's nothing wrong with that. That sounds great. The record sounds great as is. Or are you the type to chop it up and force yourself or try to come up with your own sequence? I'm the second one. I have so much fun chopping it up and seeing what I come up with. I don't know, and I always say this, I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I hope it works, but the excitement is trying to figure out if it works or not. That is the buildup to making music. I mean, I've said this so many times that there's times where I'll sit down for hours and I'm making beats, I'm chopping up records. At the end of the day, I'm like, man, I didn't like any of it. I'll just turn off my MPCs, save nothing, walk away. And to some people, it might be like, man, you just wasted 2 hours. For me, I enjoy that search, the seeking, the, is it gonna work? Is it not? It didn't work. We try again the next day. I'm sorry, I'm going off the topic here, but it's just so fun when like right here, this just clicked. All right, now I can go into this arranger and I will see I sequenced 4 bars, and I could just loop these 4 bars right here. And do not forget, if you are part of my Patreon, you'll have these chops already chopped up the way you see me chopping it up. I release these sample programs. So if you want to follow along, or if you want to just recreate your own beat using some of my programs, go ahead and load these up onto your MPC and come up with your own grooves, or just follow along. And just a quick heads up, anybody that has been a part of my sample sharing program here on YouTube, I still have my files here on YouTube, but we're moving on over to Patreon. Just YouTube has made it a little tough for me to share files with you guys. So link down in the description to Patreon, and make sure you guys download these files. All right, let's go ahead and add some bass on this. All right, so we only have 3 tracks. We have our sample chops, our drums, and our bass line. Matter of fact, I actually even have it right here on my hat. That is the foundation of, for at least for me, to create a track that I feel really happy with. You could obviously add a lot more on top of this, but at the end, I feel like the sample, bass, and drums is the foundation, is where I can sequence and I can drop out and I can get creative with those 3 tracks. Now, here's the thing with this arranger right here. This is awesome. I love what they're doing. I love how it looks the way it would be on my DAW, but the only problem that I'm having is when you're working with MIDI or just these type of notes, audio is fine. You can grab audio, you can drag it over, move it around, but when it comes down to these notes like your drum programs, notice that I have everything right here. I would have loved to select certain bars, grab clips, almost like certain clips within your arranger, and move them over, drag them over, or to long press a bar, and then you get like a copy, and then you can drop it over on another bar and you can select paste. That'd be awesome if they can do that. But right now, in order to copy, duplicate, cut, and do all these transitions, you can do it, but it's just diving into some menus, which I feel like there's this powerful looking arranger. It'd be so cool just to grab that bar and delete it. Let's say this first 2 bars, I want to have this as my intro. I select with the looper the first 2 bars. And on my drums, I have to select the drum track while those 2 bars are selected up here with the looper. I go to edit. And this is why I'm saying that you have to jump into some menus, hit erase. And since you already have your selection, you just hit do it. And now notice that those notes got erased. So now you have... All right, so here's the thing. As I'm trying to select, I want to erase this first bar and these 2 beats of the second bar. But as I'm seeing right here, is only letting me select by bar. So that's kind of a problem. As of right now, I will have to just delete this. Or you know what? As a matter of fact, this will be easier if I select this bass, open it up, and now I have this piano roll down here that I can select and just right here grab my selector and delete this first bar and a half. Cut, bring this back down, and now I cut that right there out of the grid. So now let's hear this as a whole as an intro. That's so cool. All right, so there's just some changes that I'm happy that they've made these changes. It's just gonna take some time to adjust or adapt if you were already an MPC user that had your system in place in 2.0. I had my system in 2.0. There's some things that they changed. Like I mentioned, the programs was something that kicked me off. It's taking me some time to adapt. It's not a deal breaker for me. It's something that I still want to work around because what I'm getting in return with 3.0, I love it. I enjoy mixing in 3.0. Now I feel like I can mix. Previously, I would tell you that mixing in the MPC, you can do it, but is probably not the best thing to do. But now with 3.0, mixing feels right. I'm getting some mixes that I'm happy with. And not only just the mixing aspect, but also assigning cue links and automation. Like this right here is where it's starting to shine for me, that I enjoy having those extra features. So I guess the things that I'm losing from 2.0 is not something that's going to have me wanting to go back to 2.0 as much. I want to adjust and find myself right here in this arranger because I feel like this is very powerful. And again, this is beta. So since this is a beta version, watching at least my videos, don't get too caught up in what I'm saying right now during this period as we're releasing content during the beta time, because none of this is set in stone. Maybe some of these features might switch up a little bit. They might add something. They might take away something else. So I'm not wanting to tell you, you know what, 3.0 sucks or 2.0 is better, because we're still exploring 3.0. As a matter of fact, when I released my first MPC 3.0 video, I only had this software for about a week or less than a week. So it has not even given me a chance to really give my input on 3.0. I have not made enough beats where I can tell you like, whoa, this is very bad or this is really good. I only received the beta. I saw some of the new features and focused on those new features, put out these videos focusing on the new features. But when it comes down to forget about content, forget about video and all that stuff, I want to just make beats and make music. That is going to take time for me to really connect with 3.0 before I can tell you, like, you know what, this is awesome, or here's a review of 3.0. I need to explore it myself, not as a content creator, but as an actual person making music, making beats on 3.0. So within this time frame of the beta version, do not take my video so serious on, you know, me talking about programs. Who knows, they might bring back a feature where we're able to bank through different programs while being on the same track. That might come once they release the final version. So anything that I have to say about 3.0, whether it's good or whether it's bad, is this just beta right now. So we will see once they release the full version. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Do not forget, if you are part of the Patreon, download these chops. They are available as of right now. So thank you so much. I'll catch y'all on our next video. Peace.